I hope we're back, folks. Can you hold this?
I would love to.
I'm working on it, folks. I swear to you, I am working on it. Okay, why is that one not live? Testing. Speak.
Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello.
Okay. There we go. Okay, folks. So if you ever get the chance to use Total Wireless, tell them to totally kiss your ass. Anyway. I can't tell you how many problems I've had out of that. And I hate using my real phone, my main phone, whatever my phone is. Come on, switch over. There you go. Okay. For live streaming, because, well, you know. Okay. So we were trying to get on the skipjack run today before it ends. They had, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 generators. I didn't count. Spilling about 88,000. Not spilling, excuse me. Generating about 88,000 CFM. So there's plenty of movement down there. Saw like 1, maybe 2 skipjack bust the surface at all. So went over to the spillways are closed, but the generators are running. I hope that makes sense. So they're not spilling water that they're not generating with. They're just using the stuff they're generating. So you got the generation on one side, the far end, then you got the spillways, and then all the way down, you've got a wall that goes between the spillways and separates the lock area. And the lock area is where the boats can get through the dam. So I went over there. I was hoping to be able to find some shad so I could cast net on them. And first thing I did was, of course, you know, cast out my skipjack rigs, and I kept hitting something. I thought I couldn't tell if they were hits or if I was hitting fish. And there were some fish jumping over there, you know, of course, when the motor's gone. And those were, I suspected, Asian carp. And when I was hitting them, that's what I was also suspecting, is that, again, they were Asian carp. So I set up my bumping rod because it has braid on it with a big snagging hook. And I caught 2 Asian carp. Both of them were quite nice.
They're huge.
My bumping rod is a medium. So needless to say, that was a good fight. Had Ashley on the net, and she did an amazing job.
Yeah, you're overseeing.
And I mean, the fight was ridiculous.
It was. They were hefty and opinionated about their day.
Yeah, they were. So, while I don't have any skipjack, and I didn't bring. I was going to bring a couple of my frozen skipjack, but I forgot to. But I did grab. Come on. Some of the Blue River carp bait at the gathering. There were a few campsites down from us, and then the last day before I was leaving, I was like, well, they had given one of her kids a sample. And of course, he looked at me like, what do I do with this? I'm like, you give it to me.
Yeah.
Real easy. And I had fished very little with it. Had it on one rod. Didn't get any hits with it, but I didn't get any hits with anything else either. So, there's that. Woo. That went a little further than I meant for it to. I caught a tree.
A whole tree.
A whole tree. Jesus.
That thing's gonna snap when it comes, huh?
Problem is, I don't really have enough room to get. Okay. Come on. I can't break it. So stupid. Sorry, folks, I'm out of breath. Anyway, got a couple Asian carp, and so the only backup bait I had was Blue River carp, and it's actually, if you've ever fished with Asian carp, they're a tough fish to begin with. Blue River carp, the process that they use, basically dehydrates it extremely well. No, I need the binder behind it. The black thing.
Oh, let's see.
Thank you. So when they dehydrate it, that stuff is almost impossible to get on the hook. And of course, that makes it almost impossible to get off. Let's see. That's too small a hook. So we are anchored in the front. We don't have anything going on in the back yet. I was waiting for the boat to straighten up, and when it was straightened up, before I broke off, or tore off, whatever, it was pointed towards the bank. I don't know if it's going to continue to do that, because it doesn't appear that that's what it's going to do right now. Skipjack rigs. There's those. 100-pound 10-ounce. That sounds like fun.
We got another zip hook on the floor behind you. I can see it's in it.
That's these are fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Set it over here so we're kind of out of the way.
So we're in, depending on how we swing, 16 to 20 feet of water. What does that show? 15, 20. Let me get the second rod out. I think it already has bait on it. Yeah. So I got one going out to the left. The other one is actually going out to the left too. It just,
because we're spun around.
It looks like we're more parallel to the river now, or yeah, the boats. Okay. Behind us over here, there's a big laydown. And the goal is to get some of the rods in there, or some of the baits over there. Okay. Can you start pulling catfish rods out of there? Those are going to be anything with the big round reels.
Like this guy?
Yep.
Hang on. So,
You probably want to listen.
hang on.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh. So we're just now getting baits in the water, folks. That's the long and the short of it. Like I say, the skipjack were nowhere to be found, but it did snag some Asian carps. Got 2 of them. They are
Ooh, my thing's getting all yucky.
more than enough to. One of them should be more than enough for bait, but I was like, let's get another one so we got.
Well, you caught them so fast.
Yeah, so we got a spare. Okay. I felt bad because deer actually was still using skipjack rigs because they really were, 10 or 15 casts all I had. That should be enough because I'm going to tie the other one up.
Okay. And this little guy here doesn't want to stay hooked on.
And
Sorry, that's the problem.
so I'm using some of these are interesting rigs, and I'm not as much, but they're all going to be weight on the bottom. So this is hope we can see this. So it's got 2 hooks on it, a bottom and a top, but the top slides up freely. And then at the bottom of it, so I've got a connection knot here where I go from 60 or 80 pound down to like 30 pound. So if I do get hung up, the idea is all I lose is a sinker. And this double hook rig like this is made for a big piece of bait. So you can hook it at the bottom and more towards the top.
I'm about to go log in and boot somebody.
Show me what we got.
Somebody that's
Oh, good. Hey, Caco, Jacko, blow me. Bye-bye.
have a good day, friend, or not. Have the day you
Let's see,
deserve.
hide user. So permanently out of my life.
You'll have to.
Okay, where am I fishing? I am fishing below Pickwick Dam in West Tennessee.
Which is actually north of
I'm
it?
not.
So weird.
So I'm using. Yes, fun fishing adventures. Scotty, how are you not a moderator? We're gonna fix that shizzle right here and now.
Yeah, yeah,
Oops,
yeah.
not timeout. Sorry. Jesus.
Ooh. Another gorgeous butterfly.
I have no idea how you're not a moderator, Scotty. You should have been. You always have been. Hey, Bobcat, let's get you as a mod too. Lord. Okay. Very sorry for the jackhole that was in here. I assumed I had moderators and I didn't. So someone asked if I'm using braid or fluoro. All of these are going to be using mono. I am not a fan of fluoro. I hope y'all can't hear that idiot. But at least if I'm going to get a copyright violation. It'll be for Brian Adams, at least not completely crap music. Let's see.
I must have hit that.
Hit the wake.
Yep.
So back behind me, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, is a laydown, fallen trees, like 3 of them. We're using cut Asian carp for bait. I said I was using bottom sinkers on all these. I'm not. A couple of them are you can have sinker slides on them, and these are some 3 and 4 ounce sinkers that I got from No BS Catfishing Travis as of gathering. Sweet talked him and Cindy to coming down. He brought me some sinkers.
That's a pie. Shoot. That's about the best thing they brought us.
Yeah, they brought it also.
That pie was, I might have had a little taste of it. Pass me all these. I'll put it back in the cubby. I'll be out of our way. Oh, that's shrimp you're standing on, baby.
So the downside of this, which is a 2014 Tracker Pro Guide B175, is it feels like there's a lot of storage until you get in it. You got 2 big rod lockers, plus a rod locker in the front and the center. But past that, there is 1 small hatch for storage. And I lied, I do have one that has braid on it. That's this PC Fun Alias 400.
I'm gonna put that like right there in the back so it's all kind of organized.
Okay.
Darling, where did our bag go? I'm gonna stand this back here for me.
Okay. Where are we at? Bob, I'm just north of the Pickwick Dam, so downstream because it goes north here. Fish with catfish. You hear something but can't tell what it is. Gray is nice too. Not sure. Oh, here. Sorry.
There's something floating downstream. That's one of those Asian carps.
I'm trying to use. There it is. It's up top. I can't see. Okay. Any luck? No. We're just getting started. I did put one in the tree because it sounded like a good place to put a bait. Turns out it wasn't.
We will catch every fish in that tree, though. There's a butterfly on me.
Where's the fan?
Big fan coming up.
Thank you. I love you. Okay.
They might be able to hear the little fan, but I doubt it.
So I have my dancing fan out. Ashley was smart enough to bring it on board. And it's nice to have on here. Okay. We take that out when we're dancing. People laugh at us.
And then they're all trying to dance in front of it.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. What kind of idiot brings a fan to a bar? And then they're like, you know, about an hour later, they're like, you the smartest MFer I ever met.
I'll say it takes them about 15 minutes, and they're like, can we get in front of your fan? Actually, they just get in front of the fan.
Yeah, they'll get on the dance floor. We'll, you know, we try to get off to the side, away from everybody, you know, so we're not annoying anyone. And just, we get a crowd every time. They're like, actually, it was at New Year's Eve. Some guy just comes up and grabs the fan off the stage where I'm like, I'm in front of it because, you know, it's keeping me cool. Otherwise, I would have probably passed out. And he just grabs it, starts walking off. I'm like, what the, I said, that's mine, dude. And then he gets all nasty with me. He's like, well, somebody over here spilled a drink and it's on the floor and we're going to try to dry the floor with it. And somebody falls now. It's your fault for not sharing. I'm like, you didn't say a word, jerk. You just came up and started walking off with it like
with my
you were in Home Freaking Depot.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What do you need?
Throw this anchor out and try to.
Because I put that binder thingy in here if you need me to get it back out.
No, I'm just.
Okay. That's making me some more space.
I don't know how useful this is going to be. Because you're supposed to put the front anchor out, then let it out as far as you can, and then drop the back anchor off the rear, and pull it up a little, pull it forward on the front one so you can get a little bit of road out and hook the bottom on the back and then tie it off in the front, but I didn't do any of that. So there you go. It is what it is. But I'm just hoping it'll keep us from swinging some.
Where do these things clamp on?
What are we talking about?
What do these do? Where do they go?
So you see one up there holding that rod holder up front. The head of the trolling motor. See where the trolling motor's head is?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it goes in. Yeah, that's what those are.
Like it goes on the front of this where this thingy is?
Well, you put
it goes on its own little doodads.
Right. You put your track in there. You put some screws in the track. You mount the track.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'll have them all mounted in no time.
Okay, folks.
Oh, sweet. I even brought my sunglasses.
Ouch. At least the hooks are sharp.
Oh, another scooch. So I can cast. Stay out of the baptism zone there. Oh, I see how they mount now.
Yeah, so we started off the other live stream. Less than a minute or so into it. The phone, everything falls into the water.
It thought it was going kayaking.
Because the bottom popped off of the selfie stick that has a 1/4-20 base in the bottom of it. So one would think that it could mount there. But, oh well. Ooh. That is in a really good place, I think. Either a really good place or a really bad place. We'll find out shortly. So for anyone who's curious, these rod holders, they're the cheapies off of Amazon that, I don't know, I think they're supposed to be like a 35-degree angle, but I don't think that's the case. That's why they don't stick up any better than that. I need to get some real rod holders. But my goodness, those things are pricey. They're getting up over $30 a piece now. So, butterfly, there you go. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Fishing for Life. Hey, Dark Path. Hey, Pierce said hi to you. Bobcat, Fun Fishing Adventures. God bless all of y'all for being here. If you don't mind, hit the thumbs up. Doesn't mean that Gideon Nelson, good to see you. Sadal, don't know who you are. Welcome in. Zara, Ice Show Meat. Okay, well, whatever makes you happy, bro. Help, you're in Diddy's basement. Well, Commander Pug, I don't know how to help you here because do you understand how absolutely infantile that is to say? I mean, I like a good troll. That is not a good troll. So that fish, did you see it over there?
I saw something move.
That is a gar. Had a big, nice nose. So, Commander Pug, you're welcome to stay in here. I'd love to have people in here watching us fish. We're going for world record catfish. I just had a hit on the second rod over here on the left.
We definitely got some nibbling going on back there.
These are circle hooks, so we want them to hook themselves.
Yep, they do their own thing.
And there are gar in here, which is not necessarily a bad sign, because that typically, you know, gar are going to be smacking the baits, and the catfish will hang out below them to catch the stuff that the gar just snap at and that they kill but don't keep. If that makes any sense. Hey, Benoit, how are you? Hello, old radio remote. Yeah, I mean, you know, I love having you guys in here. I just think, you know, the Diddy jokes are severely overdone. And if we're going to, you know, make jokes about rapists and child molesters, I don't know. That just, somewhere there's a line. And if you knew how bad my sense of humor is, you would understand that if I think something crosses the line, it probably crossed the line way beforehand. And it's overdone. It's not funny. I'll leave it at that. I don't know what it is. Skipjack Cindy has this group or one person that just is that bored that they keep creating new accounts. But, you know, would you rather watch a tree grow or what is supposed to be a racist comment? They're supposed to get you to read it out loud, so you say the word Negro, which really is not, you know, the worst word you could possibly say. And there's a lot of racism. There's a lot of, you know, free Palestine. I don't know if Palestine's free or not. I would assume it's fairly expensive. I mean, probably not Beverly Hills expensive, but whatever. And, you know, politics, religion, all they do is you're not going to change anyone's mind. All you're going to do is invoke a negative response from some people.
Alienate and aggravate.
Right. Alienate and aggravate. What's the point? I mean, you know.
Most people aren't willing to have a civil discourse over it. They're just wanting to shout their views.
Kind of rods am I using? You know, one of them's.
One was special.
Hey, Parquet 13 Locos. Have you ever heard the phrase, go fuck yourself? Oh, there you go.
I missed what happened there.
Well, he told me to shut up and fish.
We are.
Well, yeah, but, you know, it's really not any of his damn business what I do. He can kiss my ass.
He's got a mute button on his remote a bit.
Yeah, so, you know, change channel,
up.
go somewhere that you feel like you would be better suited at. And I don't know how we are moving this far, but what it does do is give me a chance to reset the anchor. I was hoping we wouldn't be still floating around, but apparently we're still floating around a little bit.
Something's nibbling on them. A little wiggling, but nothing real big happening.
Well, we haven't caught a bobcat outdoors. Thank you for asking. The two on the left are, of course, Uncle Loose. The one on the right is an Uncle Loose. The second to the right is a force rod. That's Ashley. She went at the gathering last year. And so it was real easy to talk her into going to the gathering this year. And then the two in the center are anvil rods.
I won towels this year.
And we won a lot of towels this year. We didn't, yeah.
I didn't even get
we haven't caught any, well, I've caught 2 Asian carp, but that was through snagging.
Huge. They were huge.
I've got one of those really big white
treble hook
igloo coolers for, you know, marine coolers. And it didn't quite fit in there. He lost his tail to get it to stay in there.
Yeah, that second one's kind of
That second one's got somebody playing with it.
Yeah. They like that buffet you got over there. Whether they're going to do more than just play with it, I don't know, but. Ooh, they're all dancing.
That's because I was probably shaking something. So this one has had several tugs. So all I'm doing is moving the bait a little bit to see if
it's moving easy.
If he's attached to it yet. Or maybe if it moves a little bit, he'll go, hey, Hey, I better get that before it goes somewhere. But you know,
Ooh,
since
my
Scotty
buffet.
is or was in here, it's probably a dang turtle.
Maybe
He's
so.
like the turtle whisperer.
That would be a good spot for them to sign over there on that.
Don't give them ideas.
They're probably
So we've got
there.
there's it's a 3-tree clump that fell over, and it's been in there for a good while. There's no leaves left on it or anything. And I've got baits going kind of
fanned out
45 degrees from the back of the boat right now to the left to about the same on the right. I got 3 or 4 of them in or right on the edge of that lay down. So that's a good area for a flathead. I don't have any live bait. I had a brilliant idea that I would need a skipjack for it to do. I was going to put them in the live well and hope for the best because I know they don't live long in live wells. But I was going to cut the tail off and put them out there whole. And that way, you know, skipjacks have a good amount of pull to them. So it couldn't swim that far, but it could definitely make a lot of problems. Yes, just JB. How does it not tangle? So when you cast them out, you fan cast. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, yes, when you hook a fish, absolutely, they can get in other lines and all that kind of stuff. You know,
You could probably angle them a bit more too, I guess.
A few years ago, the catfish community found out about planer boards. And I don't have any, but a lot of people went to that system. And what the planer boards do is basically it rides the bait at an angle with this board on top of the water that floats and has a keel basically that sticks down. And it'll, as you're moving, as the water runs past them, it'll pull them further out. And you can adjust the angle on some of them so you can have, you know, 2 planer boards on each side and then 2 in the center. I don't have any planer boards, but I could. I don't. So a lot of people do that. And up at the dam, for anybody who cares, just going off GPS speed from the fish finder with the trolling motor off, it was about 5 miles an hour. Now if anybody's familiar with the area, or actually just look up Hagy's Catfish Hotel, HAGY 'S Catfish Hotel. They're in probably Counts, Tennessee, and near Shiloh, whatever. We are
close to there.
Maybe a quarter mile, but from it towards the dam.
Battlefield in between us.
Yeah.
I was gonna look.
Quarter mile, maybe a half mile. I don't know.
Probably,
so that'll tell you where we're at. So
probably half.
We're kind of on an outside bend. There were these laydowns. They looked promising. I got 6 baits out. All are cut Asian carp.
I got some chickens.
Make sure I'm getting everything. Guys, if it happens to decide to stop behaving and cuts out, do let me know. And I'll go fix it. Yeah, so it looks like everything's cool now. I just hadn't seen any messages in a bit. So let me go see if anything's changed there. Looks like I got 41 folks in here, and God bless each and every one of you. Love y'all. Hey, Caterator 90, welcome in. You chugged a whole protein shake and you're gonna go puke now. Bye. Okay, well, you know, I'm not sure what kind of weird protein shake you have that it makes you puke.
Yeah, like
I like the Adkin ones.
Fairlife Nutrition Plan. Those are good.
Yeah, I mean, well, Ashley is more into health than I am.
Well, the Adkin ones are good too. I just
but they're not as high protein. They're either 15 or 30, and the stuff that she gets may be higher than that.
Yours are 15 and mine are 30.
Yeah. Hey, Gigability. What's the biggest catfish I've caught? I think around 20. It's either 23 or 26 pounds. I forget. It's been 20 years. And while I'm out here hoping to catch a monster, and I don't want to tell Ashley this because she might hit me, I did not put the scale in the boat. Ashley's PB is 25.
4 or 5. I've only caught the one.
Yeah, she caught one big catfish. You didn't catch another one with her too?
Yeah, it was a little bit smaller.
Okay, so she caught two. Her first catfish was her PB. Well, I mean, I guess everybody's first catfish. But anyway, it was, you know.
The second one wasn't bigger, yeah.
It was 23, 24, 25 pounds, somewhere in there. And
He was, yeah.
so again, it was not hard to talk her into going back to the gathering because Jody put us on that last year at the gathering. For anybody who's going, what the heck's the gathering? So the gathering is Trophy Seeker Outdoors. Puts it on every year. It's out in East Tennessee over at Chester Frost Park on Lake Chickamauga, which is also part of the Tennessee River system. Hey, Commander Pug, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you, man. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. Hit the notification bell to let you know when I go live or when I post anything. I post fishing content, live streams mostly. As far as the fishing content goes, I will post deals when I find good deals on fishing equipment or fishing adjacent equipment. It's not often, like, you know, 1 or 2 a month maybe, and they're good deals. They're actually good deals. They're not, you know, oh, look, something that's 3% off of a price it never sold for in the first place. For anyone who cares, I think it's Amazon right now. If you like 100-pound Berkeley big game, I didn't look at it that close. They've got the big Mondo spool. I think the 2-pounder that's normally 129 for like 55-ish. I don't think most of us go up to 100-pound trilene big game, but just in case I mentioned that, I didn't do a video on it. And then I do, you know, discussions about hooks and line strength, and I'll do some live streams where I tie rigs because it's something to do and all that stuff. So there you go. Hey, Wildcat, welcome in. Hey, Bryson, 12 pounds is a very, very, very nice bass. Very nice. I don't know what, I'd say my PB is 5. Huh?
Have I caught one of those, a bass?
Largemouth? No, that was the big thing I caught last year at the gathering.
You did catch one.
That was actually my PB. I can't tell you what it weighed, and my previous PB was 5 pounds, and I caught it with my 1-year-old daughter and what is now my ex-wife in the boat with me. But catching that big fish in front of my daughter, I didn't want to break it. Plus, I was cut bait that was out there for catfish, and it just happened to hook a bass. And I didn't consider. You can argue. Well, I mean, you've caught it's PB, but I was not bass fishing. If that anyway. Caterator, a 6-pound bass is amazing. They are awesome. The Premier protein shakes are actually. I mean, the 325 milliliter. I can't. You know milliliters better than I do.
It's about 12 ounces.
So the stuff we drink. Yeah. So I mean, I really like them. I like they have the mocha latte.
Premier is good. Pure Protein's good.
She drinks more protein shakes than I do.
Yeah, I'm on a break from them right now.
For those who don't know Ashley, which is all of you.
Hey, friends.
She has been. So she's been a runner. But she has really gotten. Did you do a 50K already this year?
Yes, that's what Viper was.
Okay, and she's got I don't know what the hell she's got coming up in November. It's
another 50K.
Currently, it's a 50K. She may up it to something bigger because I don't know.
Because all my friends are trying to talk me into it.
Yeah, and that's like 32 miles.
A 50K, yes, is 31 miles. Yeah.
That's yeah. I swear to God, she runs more in a week than I drive. I promise you that. I mean, I try to work from home as much as I can and try not to drive anywhere, but that's not the point.
I'm like 20, 25 a week.
And she has been working out.
Depends on
in the gym. Hish.
Okay.
Working out in the gym. She's been dieting, doing a bodybuilder kind of thing with words that I don't understand. And I don't know how much weight she's lost because you never ask a woman her weight unless you want to die. Same as you never ask a woman if she's pregnant. If you don't know for a fact, don't ask her when the baby's due. Trust me, Life lesson. Just saying. And if you think she might be pregnant and you're not sure, you ask one of her friends, not her. If you really want to, if you really are that curious. She is looking a freaking amazing. Last I heard, she was wearing a size 0 jeans.
It's a 2. But yeah.
Oh, you're 2. I'm sorry, a size 2. My bad. I mean, I don't know.
It depends on the brand, but yeah.
If you get under a size 0, I don't know what's next. You go into negative number? How does that work? 00?
There is a 00. I've heard. I think after that, I don't think I'll get any smaller than that. But I'm trying not to. I'm trying to build the muscle.
Then I think she has to go into
the kids
infants.
section.
I don't know. Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. Now we're just trying to build some muscle.
She's looking absolutely amazing. And if you've seen me, I'm just a giant fat ass.
No, you're not.
Says I still have 41 people, which blows my mind. But hey, blows my mind that anybody ever watches me. Let's see what it says now. 33. Hey, I'm still doing good. I'm amazed. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all are the wind beneath my wing. That was bad. Scotty? See, the great thing about having a giant ass like mine is when I tell you to kiss it, it's an all freaking week job. So for those who don't know, Fun Fishing Adventures, that's Scotty. He's a good dude. Met him finally in person at the gathering this year. He's an awesome dude. We give each other crap in our live streams because I start stuff. He's a good dude. Third rod is
dancing a bit, maybe.
It is the dancing queen.
Someone's at least playing with it a bit. I'll give it a minute.
And I only landed one catfish at the gathering this year. It was about a 10-pounder. I had another one that ran into some structure and I couldn't get him out.
I did not get to do as much fishing as I wanted to at the gathering.
No, you had the kids. We had the kids with her. Okay, so that one is moving off the side. So what I need you to do
is reel it?
Yep.
Or pass you
So what I do, most people will reel it down while it's in the rod holder. I don't tend to do that. So I'm just going to pick it up and feel if I feel anything on there.
Or did we lose our turtle?
I'll just lift it up a little bit and see if
something starts pulling on it or not.
It may have just been the boat moving back and forth. It looked like more than that.
It did.
And it could be just a turtle nibbling at it. Yeah. So Asian carp is extremely, the skin on it, when you hook one, that, I can't tell if that was a boat.
I just sat down.
Oh, it was like it had enough of a pop that it made me wonder.
It's probably just popping down.
The skin on Asian carp is extremely strong. And the way you catch Asian carp, for those people who are lucky enough not to have them, you use a weighted treble hook, like a big treble hook. Like, I don't know, I think it's probably a 12 or 14-aught.
It's huge.
With a weight built into it, or molded around the center of it. And you cast it out and you just kind of jerk it, then reel it down and jerk it again. And basically you're just hoping to make contact with one of the fish and drive that, the point of the hook in there. And we caught 2 Asian carp today. What is that? What you say? Probably 20 plus inches.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a ruler section on the top of the cooler.
Yeah, it wouldn't fit in the cooler. It had about 4 or 5 inches sticking out of it.
Yeah, it's a 2-foot-long ruler on top of the cooler.
So about 29 inches apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like the whole fork of it at the end of the tail was out.
And that was with that was with it in there diagonally. So it could have been a little longer than that. So you know, and because you snag them, you don't catch them in the mouth, which means that they fight really hard. And
because he's like, "Ow, what's this in my side?"
Yeah, well, and you know, there's no streamline. It's not in line when you bring it in.
Yeah.
And both of these pulled like monsters. It was like at first they didn't know they were caught, they were hooked. They're like, "Oh, that didn't feel good," but you know, they were moving with me just fine. And then they're like, "Wait just a second," and started pulling drag. One of them got wrapped up in the front trolling motor. Fortunately, it was off, but I had to pull the motor up and let a whole bunch of free spool so that I could get enough line so I could unwrap it.
Let it back down to the bottom of the 30 feet.
Yeah. And it was okay. So the left one was pulling.
Oh, sorry, I moved.
No, you're fine. And then it went slack, and now it's pulling again. Now we have seen several gar in here rolling on top. So we're in about 20-ish feet of water right now, and my lines are going to be anywhere from probably 5 feet to 20, depending on left to right. So it's not that we're not getting some bites over here, some action. And for anybody who hasn't heard the story already, I tend to repeat myself because I know that people come and go in these live streams. Let me check here. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have to pack a lunch. You bite my ass, and that could be your lunch. Anyway, love you, Scotty. So real quick, Scotty fishes in, he'll call it Central Missouri, which I guess is probably correct. He's about an hour or so west of 55, north of Cape Girardeau somewhere. He fishes a lot of community ponds. Sometimes he'll go down to the river. Sometimes he'll go visit Rod from Rod's Fishing Adventures. Every Sunday, he has Sunday night bites at around 4 p.m. Central-ish, maybe later now because the time change and stuff. But he and Stacy from Bank Fishing Adventures have Sunday night bites. So check him out. Again, that's Fun Fishing Adventures. And we have love on this anvil rod right here. So that looks to be, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the clicker.
See if it starts going
put
somewhere.
It in free spool. Give him a chance to run off with it.
I think it gets more ambitious.
Now he's pretty close to that log jam, so I don't want to go give him too much freebies. Okay, so that's good enough for me. There's something definitely on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to reel it down and then set the hook. Wow. I would have sworn to you I had a fish on there. All right, that's eating up good. That looks turtley, gary, something like that. When I set the hook, I thought it was kind of a small fish. Not a fish is definitely a small fish.
Something rolling on the top of the water there. Over that way.
What?
There was something rolling on the top of the water.
Yeah, if they're rolling on top of the water, typically it's going to be a gar. Now, if your motor's running and they jump, that's going to be an Asian carp. So anyway, talking about the Asian carp. So they had some of the generators running today, but not the spillways, which means the water that's coming through was water from the hydroelectric dam portion that's generating and not just overflow. Okay, so the second rod is going left. Go ahead and grab it. Okay, pull out the rod holder. Bring it up about that. Okay, just tighten down and let me know if you feel a fish. Do you feel something pulling on it?
No, I don't think so.
If you feel like something's pulling on it and has it good,
yeah,
real hard several times.
Oh shit!
And
maybe not.
That's the clicker, folks.
Oh, I must have.
Oh, nope. Okay. We're shot.
Hang on.
Oh, if you take, oh, you did. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I smacked it.
Peekaboo.
Well, that was why I magneted it on there in the first place.
Yeah, I like these microphones for the magnet. So as you can see, folks, we're getting bites. They could all just be gar. They could be turtles. They could be
whatever. Something else.
They could be a world record catfish, and we'll never know. So these two are really close to each other. And it's my fault because I'm an idiot.
No, the boat's drifting around as we.
Yeah, it's in the. Oh, Well, I thought it was in the other one. I lost my weight.
Was that one of the ones that you cast without the weight? Remember? You're like, oh, I think I forgot to put weights on all of them.
No, it caught on the bottom. It's
oh, a little smoky over there.
Something. I mean, I don't know how it bent the sinker slide that badly, but it did.
Well, smoke coming from that other boat over there. It looks like Cheech and Chong coming this way.
Get that bent back in place. See if I can get it back on there. Ooh, right there in front of that log. Thank goodness I stopped it with my thumb. I already broke off one in a tree on the bank. We're not going to talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to tell you the Asian carp spot. So you got the far side of the dam. Those are your generators. Then you got several spillway gates. Those are all closed. And then you got a long wall coming out perpendicular to the end of the dam there. And then you've got the lock. So we couldn't get any skipjacks. I mean, there was like one or two somethings that were flipping up in the current, and that's it. I mean, like in like 15 minutes. And we were casting, trying to catch any, and we nothing. So went over towards that wall. I was hoping, that maybe we had some, because there was, very low current, no current there. I was hoping that we would have some shad that were close enough to surface like a cast net. And as I'm still casting out my skipjack rig, because that'll catch crappie or anything else too, in theory. I kept hitting things, and I was like, was that a bite? Because it was not, there was no pull against me. I mean, it was a little bit. It was like, you hit something and like just grazed it or something. So I tied up my bumping rod to one of those treble hooks, big treble hooks, waited for snagging, and snagged 2 big Asian carp. And so that's what we're using for cut bait, which is good because I had brought some of the Blue River carp with me. Of course, I still had some salted shrimp in the boat that I forgot that was in here, but anyway. Hey, Jody, how you doing? Hey, Joel Coonrod. Hey, Rod, welcome in. Rob's Fishing Adventure. Hey, Deborah. Hey, NJ Fishing Maniac, glad to have you. We've got 2 big Asian carp, and we've got several bites. Okay, look down here, babe. Mm-hmm. You see that one down at the very end towards the bank? See that bobbing thing? At first, I thought it was like a kid or something in the water.
It's just a big old tree.
Yeah, big old piece of the tree bobbing. And we got 3 trees laid down here, and then there's another something that has been going down the river and got caught in there. And so I've got rigs. Stinkbug deity. Do you realize who you are? You're stinkbug deity. You have a strong arm and a bug. No, but that doesn't mean anything. Oh, you got to work till 7, Scotty? Well, yeah, that's right. You told me you had a double. I don't know for those yesterday.
Yeah, that is the Shiloh National Park.
Okay.
That you can see that backs up.
Yeah, so for anybody who cares where we're at, we're where the river and Shiloh National Park are. We're off of that. We're about a half mile towards the dam from Hagy's Catfish Hotel, Hagy''S. It's a big landmark restaurant around here. They've been open forever. It actually used to be a hotel, and I don't remember if it flooded or burned down, and they rebuilt it just as a restaurant. And the prices have gone up and up and up, but it's kind of a staple around here. These are.
It looks like
I didn't grow up here, but I grew up you know,
Really close.
45 minutes to an hour away.
Oh,
Testing somebody. Testing somebody. There we go. Testing somebody. There we go. So, for those who weren't here during the very short first stream, what happened was, and let me fix the picture.
we had experiments with gravity. We tested physics.
So
we were physicists.
This is a DJI Action selfie stick. In the bottom used to be a cap that had a quarter by 20 screw. So I put a quarter by 20 screw in there and put my camera and stuff on top of it. And next thing I know, in the water it went. Thank goodness it was attached to the power brick. So I had the USB cable to pull it back in by.
Thank goodness it didn't just come unplugged.
Yeah. So
I thought it was going on a kayak.
The DJI receiver also went in the water.
Yeah.
Oh snap! Yeah. It was. There were words said.
Exciting. It was super exciting.
And I had to end the first live stream because
it was water.
Okay, testing. Okay, so
Testing.
we're back. Yeah, we're back. Can you hold this for a second?
Would love to.
Just turn this down so that. Okay. Thank you, Scotty, or whoever told me that the game was better. Like I said, this was earlier. Yeah. But that's yeah. Okay. See if that's better. So, okay, so I have a fan on the microphone.
A fan on the phone, yeah.
Yep. Or, yeah, a fan on the phone. Okay, so the volume is not going to be as good, folks. I'm going to try to talk a little louder. That DJI Mic Mini has had its it's unhappy with life. The receiver, it shows it's working, but like I said, it did go for a swim. As far as I'm concerned, it's DJI's fault for sending a tripod with it that is a piece of crap.
I think it's still on. You want me to check?
Oh, no, just put it in there, and it's charging when in case.
Okay.
So I'm really disappointed that my mic mini is not behaving. I apologize for that, folks. And that wind noise that you heard was the fan blowing on the phone to kind of keep it cool down, but you know, whatever. And I don't have another microphone with me, so it just is what it is right now, folks. Apparently I'm going to have to get a replacement receiver. These DJI mic minis, they say, oh, well, you can pair them with your Bluetooth phone and all that, and or with certain Bluetooth devices, but they don't pair with the phone. They pair with it, but nobody can hear anything, which is frustrating. Very frustrating. Now, it will pair with the DJI camera, the Action 4 and probably the Action 3, and work via Bluetooth on them, but how it's not a universal Bluetooth is just freaking beyond me. And I did break off a line earlier, and I'm tying it up to throw out a 6 rod. Because as Scotty knows, you can't catch fish on 2 rods. So this spot has not produced the way I think it should have, the way I was hoping it would. I should have moved a long time ago. I didn't because I'm lazy. And we were still getting hits, and you know, I was thinking that sooner or later, you know, I'd find a way to turn that into a fish. That hasn't happened. So, pulling the rig in. And we'll go find us another spot. So this is on the outside bend. And like I say, there's 3 fallen trees here. And it looked like a really good area. There's not much of this piece of bait left. Like I say, the Asian carp skin is absolutely fine. that's pretty much what you have to do with these. Get those barb on the hook. Means you don't have a lot of bait for it. So what you can do when you have the weight on the bottom like this, so you put the bottom hook, and then you can just wrap the weight around this handle. And that way it doesn't flop around nearly as much as it would otherwise when you change the spots. We'll talk about how these Calios 478 8.1 gear ratio. You can get them in a lower gear ratio, but when you're reeling in, because it's reeling in so much faster, it feels different than the other ones do. Like, ooh, do I have anything? No, it's illegal. Of course, you can always just slow your movement down. Obviously. When you're fishing with rocks and stuff like that, you want to get that bait up off the bottom as quick as you can. And then when you're reeling in, you're ready for that. Really. So I have never actually been catfishing before. So I don't have any fishing spots. I'm trying to find stuff to do.
Oh, I wish we could have seen that big old barge come through the lock. That would have been cool.
I can see what? Oh, look at the big barge.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wish I could have seen that come through the lock. That'd been neat. It is just like being down in South Louisiana. Slightly fewer gators.
Everybody talks about the barge. The barge just comes through and turns things around.
One boat's going kind of. Oh, the one boat's going to go around on the other side.
Yeah. Right after I got this boat, I took my wheel from Mississippi, and it was about an hour from home. So I we went on a Shelby Forest boat ride, about 20 minutes, 20 miles north of downtown. I put up the jugs first. That jug, but it got dark before we got back to the boat, and I was not anticipating it. I didn't have, all I had was a flashlight before my time. And I started trouble climbing the ramp. And one of the barges actually was in the area, and because my flashlight was low on battery, it was doing the flashing routine. So I don't know if he thought we were in distress, or just realized that, so he lit up the ramp so we could see it. He was just up out there. But anyway, that was actually the real story of the So we're coming back up, it was dark, and I knew, I was looking at the bank, the ramp that we're supposed to get. And, oops, sorry. And I saw this thing next to me. I'm like, oh, the bank's really tall there. I was probably 20 feet away from the farm. And they don't look that big. That doesn't look huge. When you're right next to the darn thing,
they're massive. He's riding empty. Those, I can see those are single digits above the water line, and there's a bunch of them. So he might only be like a foot or two in the water.
He came down so I go to the front.
You mean? Okay. I'll have to try to get it for you.
That one had broken free too.
Do what?
That ankle had broken free too.
Oh.
Hey folks, we're going for a ride. Apologize for the noise. Oh. Can you fall back? Excuse me. Do we need to get back to ramp? Yeah. Okay, folks. Ashley just let me know it's 4:50. Yeah, it is. And her kids are with their dad this weekend, but he's bringing them back home, obviously. So
We're gonna start heading back.
we're a good 2 hours away from home once we get the boat loaded. So we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate the thumbs up and all the time and energy you guys spent. We will see you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.